So 2 days ago on Sunday, June 1st, I officially opened my 2025 outdoor unretired track and field season. Now, I'd had a couple 400-meter efforts before this race, so it wasn't as though I hadn't had any muscle memory because, hey, I broke 60 in an Easter Bunny costume, and just before that, at a charity meet in April, I ran around a 57-58 split in a 4x4. But again, it was really more so just the hunger to race again, because since then I hadn't really had any hard 400-meter efforts. I'd been doing workouts here and there and whatnot, keeping myself in shape, lifting, etc., etc. But I was just really curious to see how well I would do. And one thing I've observed in my previous unretired seasons is that getting races in matters. And I just needed to rip the Band-Aid off, free myself of expectations, and just see how well I would do. And to add to the layers, I suppose, to this season opener, it's not your typical season opener because, this was a meet at which I was announcing. It was an AAU club meet called Patriots Invitational, put on by the Empire State Sports Council based out of the Capital Region in New York, just to give you guys a little background information on that. And it's a smallish meet, but they have all sorts of age group categories. So I messaged my meet director and I said, hey, I'm curious. Could I run in the 400 meters? I know I missed the entry deadline, but I really want to get a good season opener in. And he said, absolutely. And I could not be more grateful that he said yes to that. Additionally, I also played the national anthem on the trumpet that day. So you could say I did it all. But let's get right down onto the track. Thank you to Ryan Smith, one of the many friends I've made along the way in my track journey thus far, for sending me the clip. But yeah, all right, we're on the line, ready to go. I'm in lane number 5, and I'm starting up right because I haven't had any block work, and the little downstart work that I had prior to this race was on straightaways. So chose to play it safe. No need to take any risks. All right, we're underway. Smooth start. Can't complain there. I can see one kid on my outside in front of me, and I can already hear the footsteps coming up on my left shoulder. That is Chauncey right there in the white kit. He just completed his second year at Hudson Valley Community College, and he is going out hard. And I can feel the kid in lane 4 coming up on my inside also. And so I'm just telling myself to stay relaxed, and coming up to 200 meters. Don't have an exact split because you can't see the stagger lines, but right about here is where I felt myself in a different mode than I usually find myself in unretired 400s. Usually, this is where I start to feel fatigue. This is where I start to resort to my stride and let my cadence slip away. Not this time. I vividly remember taking one step with my left foot, and it was a different step. It was a fast step. And I'm going to resume it right now. You'll see that I start to break away from the guys in 4 and 6. My turnover is about as consistent as it's ever been in the third 100 of a 400. Now, I'm hitting the top of the straightaway, still with a lot of work to do to catch Chauncey, and this is where I'm feeling under-raced. And so I'm telling myself, just maintain. But right about here with 50 to go, I see 47, and I'm like, whoa, this is faster than I've seen at this point in a long time. Coming to the line, 54, 55, lean. I could not believe it. Guys, let me just say that I have shown up to several exhibition meets as an unretired athlete, and just like you do at any exhibition meet, you talk with the other athletes about what you think you're going to run on that given day. And all the time, I'll tell people, maybe a 54, which is my PR, and a 55, those times that I always put as my goals, but have yet to hit since high school until now, in my season opener, without any indicators. Like, that's crazy. But that's what happened. And I was thrilled. The video cuts off, as you see, right at the end when I finish. But I was so pumped. The official time was a 55.66. And it was my first FAT race since senior year of high school, which was not as fast as 55.66. Got to give a shout out to the kid in lane 2 who had a really fast finish. He almost talked me down at the end. Thank God that didn't happen, but still. I was talking it up with all the guys after, chit-chatting, because this was my second fastest 400 meters ever. Just a little tidbit. When I ran 54, that was over a second off my previous PR, which was 55.9. More on that in a separate video. But that, I think, just drives home a really important point. And that is beneath all the technical analysis like you just saw me take you through throughout the entirety of that lap. The most important thing is to just run and have fun. And that's one thing I'm trying to do differently this year, even if this is the fastest I go. I'm just really happy with this, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I've got another episode of In Full Stride in the works. We filmed last week. I got a real busy week coming up at the Saratoga Racetrack with the Belmont Stakes Racing Festival, so stay tuned for the details on that. Got the New York State Meet next week. It's a real exciting time for me, and I hope it is for you as well. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.